I found myself transformed into a girl. Sunlight streamed through the windows, bathing the room in a warm summer glow. As I flipped through a science magazine at the kitchen table, my mother, Dr. Emma Parker, moved with her usual precision, preparing breakfast. She was a woman of focus, always dedicated to her groundbreaking work. But today, there was something different in her demeanor, a spark of excitement I hadn't seen before. "Joss, come here for a minute," she called, her voice filled with a rare enthusiasm. Curiosity piqued, I set the magazine aside and walked over. "What's up, Mom?" She smiled at me, her eyes alight with something more than just her usual professional calm. "I have an incredible opportunity for you this summer. I need your help with an experiment. It's revolutionary, and I can't think of anyone better to assist me." My heart skipped a beat. Assisting her in her work was something I had dreamed of for years. Since childhood, I had been fascinated by her research in genetics and hormonal therapies. "Really? What kind of experiment?" I asked eagerly, already knowing it would be something extraordinary. "We're testing a new approach to reversing aging, using genetic manipulation and hormonal treatment. It's cutting-edge work, and I'd love for you to be part of it," she explained, her enthusiasm growing. "Sounds amazing. What exactly do you need from me?" I asked, eager but cautious. Her smile turned serious as she leaned in. "We've reached a critical stage where we need a human subject for observation. It'll be in a controlled environment, and I'll be overseeing everything. I want you to be the one to help us push this experiment forward." I hesitated for a moment, considering the gravity of what she was asking. But the chance to work alongside my mother, to contribute to something so groundbreaking, was too tempting to turn down.
"Count me in, Mom."
"What's the plan?" I said, excitement bubbling in my chest. "Great. We'll start with a series of injections, and I'll monitor your progress closely. Trust me, it's completely safe," she reassured me. The days that followed were a blur of preparation. After signing the necessary forms, I felt a mix of excitement and nervousness as the first injection was administered. Mom was a skilled scientist, and her confidence made me feel safe. The process was seamless, and I returned to my usual routine, assisting with the experiment and spending time with friends. At first, nothing seemed different. But after a week, I noticed subtle changes. My skin was smoother, softer, and the usual stubble I had each morning became thinner and less frequent. I brushed it off, thinking it might just be the stress of the experiment or the onset of puberty. As the weeks passed, the transformations intensified. By the second week, my face had softened, and my voice took on a higher pitch. My hair, once short and manageable, began growing at an alarming rate, extending well past my shoulders. "Mom, is this supposed to happen?" I asked one evening, running my fingers through the increasingly silky strands. Her face shifted to one of concern. "It's not typical, but we'll keep an eye on it," she reassured me, though her voice had a trace of uncertainty. But the changes didn't stop there. My body was also undergoing a shift. My hips widened, my waist became narrower, and my chest began to develop subtly. It was as though my entire form was transforming into something more feminine. "I don't know what's happening, Mom. This isn't what we expected," I said, panic rising in my voice as I realized the magnitude of the situation. Mom studied me, her expression a mixture of worry and realization. "We have to stop this immediately," she said, her voice tight with concern. Despite her best efforts to reverse the process, the changes were irreversible. The serum had altered my genetic makeup in ways that couldn't be undone. I stood in front of the mirror, struggling to recognize the reflection staring back at me. My face, once angular and boyish, now appeared softer, more delicate. My body had transformed into a figure I didn't quite know how to accept. "Mom, I don't know who I am anymore," I whispered, tears welling in my eyes. "How do I live like this?" She stepped forward, pulling me into a comforting embrace. "Joss, this is overwhelming, I know. But you don't have to face it alone. Maybe it's time to see this change as an opportunity to embrace who you truly are. You're evolving, not losing yourself." Her words struck a chord deep within me. As I reflected on the transformation, memories surfaced. Memories of sneaking into my sister's room, trying on her clothes, and the sense of thrill I felt as I gazed at myself in the mirror, dressed differently. I had always been curious about this side of myself, but fear had kept me from exploring it. Perhaps this unexpected change wasn't an accident, but a chance to discover something new. I think you're right, Mom. Maybe this is an opportunity to embrace this side of me, I said, my voice steadier now. That's the spirit, Joss. You don't have to do this alone. We'll figure it out together, she said, squeezing my hand. Over the next few days, I began to accept the new version of myself, and in doing so, I started to feel a new sense of freedom. Emma, my sister, was more than supportive. She suggested a name change, something that would reflect my new identity. How about Rachel? She suggested. I rolled the name on my tongue. It felt right, like it belonged to me. Yes, Rachel. I like that, I said, feeling a small sense of relief. Mom and Emma supported me through every step. Shopping for new clothes, learning makeup techniques, and experimenting with styles became part of my new life. At first, it felt awkward, but as I practiced, I grew more comfortable in my new identity. Emma, in particular, was a wonderful guide, showing me how to dress confidently, how to walk in heels, and how to apply makeup to highlight my features. With each passing day, the awkwardness faded, replaced by a growing sense of joy and self-acceptance. One evening, as Emma adjusted my makeup, she smiled warmly. Rachel, you've come so far. I'm so proud of you. Thanks, Emma, I said, a soft smile tugging at my lips. I'm starting to feel like this is who I've always been. It was then that Mom came into the room with a thoughtful look on her face. She sat beside me and spoke softly. Rachel, there's something important we need to discuss. We've found a way to reverse the changes if you want to go back to being Joss. The offer to return to my old life was tempting, but as I thought about everything I had experienced over the past few weeks, about the warmth, the acceptance, and the joy I now felt in being Rachel, I knew what my answer would be. Mom, I said, my voice steady. I don't want to go back. I want to stay as Rachel. This is who I'm meant to be. Mom smiled through her tears. I'm so proud of you, Rachel. This is your journey, and I'll support you no matter where it takes you. And so, with the support of my family, I embarked on a new chapter of my life, one where I could embrace my true self without fear. With each day that passed, I became more confident, more certain of the person I was becoming. It wasn't just about the physical changes. It was about embracing my identity, my voice, and my place in the world. Together, we celebrated this new beginning, our new adventure as a family, filled with love, support, and endless possibilities.